What's up, y'all? It is your girl, DJ Ashley Ross, and I'm so excited to bring you the Monday night edition of Ashley's Hot Takes. We have moved to Monday nights. You, the people, requested it, so I'm going to give you all my hot takes from NFL Week 8. So here we go. Let's dive right in. Thursday Night Football, Dolphins taking on the Ravens. Now, I had really high hopes for this game. I thought this was going to be the game that Matt Moore asserted himself, that he showed why he should have been the starter all along over Jay Cutler, but that's not how things went. It was very bad. I feel like the Dolphins laid a goose egg. This was their opportunity. They've been winning the past couple weeks. I don't know how, but they had, and I thought that this was a golden opportunity for the Dolphins. But the Ravens, I think this was a good game for them to really get their season back on track. The defense of the Ravens started off really strong this year, really got things going, kind of, was okay in the middle, but now this is an opportunity for them to pick it up, especially getting into more divisional games. This is a great opportunity for the Ravens to really capitalize. Now let's talk about a team who did not capitalize. The Raiders were given a blessing in that Thursday night game. They saved their season, and I thought this was a game where they finally got some momentum going. Sometimes you need games like that to really get the momentum of the season going. They went to Buffalo and just completely forgot how to play football. I understand they were without beast mode, but to be fair, in that Thursday night game, they were without beast mode the majority of the game, and they still found a way to win. The Raiders really need to take a hard look in the mirror and say, what do we want this season to be? Do we want to just have it be a wash, or do we want to compete? Jump to my surprise team so far in the season. The New Orleans Saints. Everybody knows I'm very on record. I love Drew Brees. He's one of my favorite players. I just think he's a gamer. He competes at a high level. The Saints taking on the rookie Mitchell Trubisky and the most improved member of the Saints team this year is by far their defense. Drew Brees, you know what he's going to do. 300 plus yards a game, 3 to 4 touchdowns. He will always come through for you, but it was that defense. You can put up 40, but if your defense is giving up 46, you're going to lose. To give it to Trubisky. He's having an okay year so far. I don't think it's really going to blow anybody off the map. Obviously, Deshaun Watson is in that lane for best rookie quarterback, but I think he's solid and he's going to continue to develop. Let's go Falcons-Jets. Now, both teams, they're kind of middle of the pack. You don't really know what you're going to get from week to week. The Falcons, they're still kind of suffering from their Super Bowl hangover. The Jets, they're much improved from what we expected they would be this year, but the Jets, they're still just not competing at a high level, which we didn't really expect them to. But for the Falcons, I think they need to just really go back to what made them the Falcons. And yes, Matty Ice, can he sling the ball? Yes. But when you have a guy that can pound the rock like Devontae Freeman, more of your offense should be centered around him. Atlanta, they just need to get out of their own way. I think they still have the talent. They still have the potential. They just need to get out of their own way. And the Jets, they should just be happy that they are competing and they're not last. They could be over. Let's go Colts-Bengals now. The Colts were actually up in this game. The only reason they went behind is because Jacoby Brissett threw a pick six. Bengals went up by a point, ended up eking out the win. But the Colts have some really tough decisions to make because they need to think about the health of Andrew Luck. If I were the GM for the Colts, I would shut down Andrew Luck for the rest of the year. Not because I don't think he could compete, but the defenses within the division are just too improved this year. You have Saxonville down in Jacksonville. You have the Houston defense. They're always good. And Tennessee. Let's move to a game that a lot of us didn't expect to be as close as it was. Chargers taking on the Patriots. Philip Rivers was 0-6 all-time, taking on Tom Brady. He moved to 0-7, but I will give it to the Chargers. They will find themselves in a game come the fourth quarter. My biggest issue with the Chargers is that they make these comebacks, and yet when they need to get over the hump, they just, for the past couple of years, and I think, to be honest, like the past decade, they've never really been able to get over that hump. I don't know if it's Philip or just the team. What the Chargers need to do is they need to take a quarterback in this upcoming draft, pull the trigger, draft a really good guy, have him Aaron Rodgers, learn under Philip for a couple years, and get him prepared to take over. Keep building that defense. Bosa is a beast. The Patriots, they need to just keep being them. Let Bill Belichick run his system. Let Tom Brady be Tom. They will be okay. I mean, we literally try to pick this team with a fine-tooth comb, and we still can't find anything. They're going to be in it. They're going to win their division. They're going to win some playoff games. They probably are going to go to the Super Bowl. I hope they don't win because my Seahawks are going to be in there. We're going to get into that a little bit later, but the Patriots are going to be the Patriots. We just have to accept it, embrace it. Just like I can expect the Patriots to be the Patriots, I can expect the Niners to be the Niners. They got blown out against a good Eagles team. This is my only thing. Everybody is like, this is the best team in football, all this stuff. Let's pause for a second. I will admit I am sipping the Wentz Kool-Aid. I believe in Wentz. Do I think he's just like transformative, once in a generation? No, but I think he's really good. But everybody is just willing to crown the Eagles. Who have they played? I mean, really, let's look at their season. When they play a team like the Patriots, the Seahawks, come talk to me. They played the Niners. The Niners are horrible this year. We know this. There is hope in 49er land. Jimmy G, former Patriot, now a San Francisco 49er. I don't know that he's really going to turn things around this year. I mean, that's kind of a lot to ask a guy to come into an offense that he doesn't know and just like take over. This is the best news that the 49ers have had all year. You know, Kyle Shanahan, he's been in there. It's got to be tough being 0-8. I can't imagine being 0-8, but they should really be excited. I really think Jimmy G could be the future of the 49ers. So 49ers fans, 49er fans, be happy. Now, a team that's probably not too happy right now are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They came into the season high expectations. I am blaming Hard Knocks. If you watched Ashley's Hot Takes last week, Hard Knocks makes every team look like they're going to the Super Bowl. And the Buccaneers lost to a Panthers team that is dealing with what seems like some kind of outside distraction every other week. So the fact that they couldn't even capitalize on all the issues the Panthers had going on, the Bucs, I just don't know. With the Panthers, this was a really good win for them, especially with all this outside noise going on. And I was listening to some comments by Eric Dickerson, shout out to him, Hall of Fame running back, and he said, would we rather Cam be a media guy or would we rather him be a good football player? And for me, I would rather Cam Newton be a great football player than have a great relationship with the media. Now, I'm in media. People will say, why are you saying that? Because I'm not condoning him disrespecting the media, but again, his job is to play football. The rest is extra. Let's go Dallas, Washington. This game actually shaped up to be a really good game. And if you haven't heard, Ezekiel Elliott, he will serve his 6-game suspension. I think he's eligible to come back against the Raiders. Although he is having to serve the suspension, I think Zeke made a really positive, productive impact. And he really kind of helped the Dallas offense get back going again. And although he's not going to be here these next 6 games, I think that this is Dak Prescott's time to shine. You know, Dak is not a selfish guy with the ball. He's going to make sure he slings it around. Wynn's going to get more touches. Dez, that's a big thing. Dez is going to get a lot more touches with Zeke out. You know, you have Cole Beasley. Like, everybody is going to do well in this time. I don't think that they're really going to have this huge drop-off. It's not going to be this huge drop-off like everyone's expecting. Now, to Washington, they kind of are middle of the pack. That's kind of where they've always been. They've never really dominated this division, especially with Dallas coming on strong. The Eagles, they have a stronghold on first. I think that the Eagles probably will come out of the division. Dallas, if they play well in these next couple weeks, they could vie for a possible wild card spot. So I think really anything is possible, but there is still a lot of football left to be played. And speaking of that, my game of the week. You already knew what was happening. Seattle Seahawks defeat the young buck Deshaun Watson. But you know what? I'm going to give some credit to Deshaun. He came out, he balled out, and when I watched Deshaun Watson play, he kind of reminds me in a way of a young Russell Wilson. He's just very smart. I know he had 3 picks yesterday, but he's a smart guy. He really knows how to take command of an offense. So I already know I have a lot of love for Deshaun, but my love for the Seahawks is unparalleled. I mean, it was like a perfect Seattle game yesterday. I mean, it had everything. Offense, defense, everybody was involved. To put us in a position to win, going down the field, for Russell Wilson to throw a pick, to recover after throwing a pick. That's why you save your timeouts. To recover after a pick, and then for Jimmy Graham, all the trade rumors and everything, to have the game-winning touchdown, and then to seal it all in Seahawks fashion, Richard Sherman catching his 2nd INT on the day, 2nd of the season. I mean, you can't script this any better. That was amazing. I am sold on my Seahawks this year because we've always had heart, we've always had passion, but this year it's just our will to win, our will to stay in games, and Russell getting it done, the defense getting it done. It's just a collective. Almost to the finish line. Let's talk Sunday Night Football. Steelers taking on the Lions. This was the Juju show. I mean, it's like BB and J, and one of the B's is silent, but BB and J, that's what I'm calling them now. This is what I love about sports. Nothing is guaranteed. You know, one of the receivers came out, he wasn't too happy, and you know what? In true Steeler fashion, they shut that down real quick. They said, okay, you ain't happy, you're gonna get demoted, sit down. Sit down. Be humble. We're going to let the young kid see what he can do. And one Juju Smith-Schuster took full advantage of his opportunity. That's what I love. You know, you step in, you seize the moment. Good for Juju. That's what you got to do. What I really want to know, though, is who stole Juju's bike? You know, Antonio Brown, being a good teammate, he offered some free tickets to whoever returned the bike. Return Juju's bike. But you know what? Maybe that bike made him more hungry. Losing that bike gave him an extra chip on his shoulder. Getting back to some seriousness, the Lions, I don't know why in my heart I really do believe in the little Lions, but they just haven't produced that well. But there's still a lot of season left. I think the division is wide open, especially with Green Bay being out of it. So the Lions, wrapping up Ashley's hot takes, we had the Chiefs taking on the Broncos and a little AFC divisional matchup going on there. I expected the Chiefs to fully win this game. The Broncos just seem to have fallen and cannot get up. I just think the Broncos, they don't really have a quarterback. Their defense doesn't seem as imposing as, you know, they once were. I mean, you used to really fear the Broncos defense. Now it's like, okay, we're playing the Broncos defense, you know? So they need to really get back to that identity of just hard, tough-nosed football. And for the Chiefs, this was a good feel-good win for them. You know, that loss against Oakland, they're going to be kind of hitting their heads for a while because they really should have won that game. It shouldn't have came down to a couple of plays like it did. So the Chiefs are back. That's it for this week's edition of Ashley's Hot Takes. Thank you so much for joining me, sitting through all these videos. If you like what you've seen, please message me, comment. I love the interaction, and we will be back same time next week, same hot takes. See you then. DJ Ashley Ross.